All right, Anthony. It's good to see your new digs here a couple weeks before the end of the year. Thought it would be good for us to just get online and chat a bit. What is happening in Ohio?
In Ohio, Ohio State Buckeyes for sure. That's a big thing. Cold weather, just probably like you. You got the cold weather?
Coming. My kid's driving home from Purdue right now, and so far we're above freezing, so we're monitoring that. But yeah, all
Yeah.
good.
I got two out of three kids home, but one has her own apartment. So empty nest, except for when there's a break at school. And I've got them for about a month now. Two of them are going to be living in the house.
Yeah. We got my oldest kids married, and then I've got the two coming home, and we've been watching a lot of Butler basketball right there. And next Saturday is the Indiana Crossroads deal. So Purdue, my youngest kid, is playing Butler, my oldest kid. So we'll have a little in-house rivalry. It'll be kind of fun.
Yeah, that's fun.
Okay, I thought we should have a conversation because you and I were joking about a week ago. I was passing through some airport, and so were you. And people are starting to ask us for the New Year's prediction for sales. And you had
Yeah.
such an interesting typical Anthony Iannarino snarky, pithy response. So why don't you share with me what you said when you said that people are starting to ask for New Year's predictions, and I'll jump in and because I think we have a pretty similar perspective. It's going to be different in sales next year, right? What's your prediction for 2020?
Everything's gonna be different. I mean, whatever was true for the last, let's call it 10 years or 30 years is no longer going to be true. No more prospecting, Mike. No more deal making. Mostly just inbound calls and people just trying to buy. I mean, the ridiculous nature of that question is that there's nothing that changes that much in a single year. It just doesn't. It never has. But we do this to our detriment, and it's because we don't look at the bigger changes that have occurred and say, okay, so it doesn't matter what happens from year to year, but what's the trend line telling us? And the trend line is telling us that you need consensus. You're going to have more people involved in a deal. It's going to be harder to manage. It's going to tell us that the sales process and the buying journey are completely nonlinear, no matter how nice you look on a slide when you show it starting on the left and going to the right. People are going to need you to create greater value. You're going to have to become a business person and not just a salesperson. I mean, these are the trend lines that this has been going on for a long time.
But none of
And
that, none of that is really exciting or sexy, right? Like
no,
we see this all the time, and people want us to like come up with these predictions as if something significant's changed. And what frustrates me is what's trendy and what gets a lot of clicks and likes are things that are provocative and where people make these declarations that everything has changed. And that's part of the reason why I wrote Sales Truth and asked you for the forward, which was awesome, by the way, as always, and appreciate your not just
it,
your support, but your
if
promotion.
if if you think about what the trends have been that have gotten attention, you would look at social selling. Got a lot of attention.
Mhm, mhm.
Was going to change everything. No more prospecting. Don't interrupt people. Don't close people either. Just wait. The buyer will tell you when they're ready to take the next step. That went on for a decade. I mean, a decade of the worst advice possible. Like, this is the trend and you have to get on it. And everybody's going to make all of their prospecting attempts over LinkedIn, and their pipelines are going to be full. You'll never have to. Come on, it's never come true. We knew it wasn't going to then. But I think all of the trends that you might talk about that people said were going to come true don't. And we're supposed to not have any more B2B salespeople anymore. The whole space is supposed to be decimated by 5 million salespeople by this date. And if you were to go out and look at manpower, the staffing companies, jobs that they can't fill right now throughout the whole entire world, B2B sales is number two. It's like we can't find enough people that can do this work.
Oh, dude,
And
I,
the
I remember
space
a
is
couple a
growing.
couple a couple of years ago, you wrote a blog post and you were making fun of the Chicken Little crowd, and
Yeah.
I think that's exactly what you called it. The sky's falling, sales is over, we're all
Yeah.
going to be dead, and I'm like, are you kidding me? My clients are dying to find true opportunity creators and value creators and people that own their process and can articulate value. It's unbelievable the demand for good salespeople. So it's a total myth that sales is going away. And while your initials are AI, and I respect that, and you've got a cool logo, artificial intelligence is not displacing the true consultative sales pro anytime soon. Um, Hey, can I ask you about Outbound? Because I'm pretty darn excited, and it's been fun watching.
Let me before you do that, let me
Yeah.
go first because you
Okay.
had an interaction on LinkedIn that I saw that I thought was interesting
Okay.
about sales managers being only activity driven and being merciless in the accountability and how they treat people and only managing the activity. And I want to ask what the prompt was for that because I only got to see your side of it. I didn't get to see what was before it. But you started a conversation that I've been writing about quite a bit lately, and it's about leadership and accountability
Hmm.
and how important it is if you actually want sales results. And I know it's not in Sales Truth, but to the right over your shoulder, one book over in sales management. Yeah.
This great book
No,
or
no, no. No,
this great
your
book?
second book,
Oh,
book two for you.
yeah. That's the only book of mine you didn't write the forward for. So it's clearly not my best book. But yeah, I mean, you and I talk about this all the time. What prompted my post and my comment just the other day, um, someone wrote an article about trends in sales, of course. And one of the commenters was really over the top in his response, and he was very critical of sales management that only cared about results and was kind of making the point that sales managers were overbearing and doing too much accountability. And that just set me off. And I snapped back. I said, hold on. That's very one-sided. You're painting with a very broad brush. Yes, there are a small percentage of sales managers that are heartless and brutal and potentially abusive, and those are bad apples. But overall, if you look at the companies, and you and I talk about this, like that you're in and that I'm in, we see almost the opposite. We see managers who are overwhelmed with corporate crap and tasks and meetings and emails, and the two things they're not doing are A, holding people accountable, and B, coaching. And
Right.
today everybody wants to talk about sales enablement, like that's whatever that means, by the way, which I'm not sure anyone really knows. Like that's the panacea, that's the fix if you just enable your people. What I'll tell you is that good accountability is probably the most important job of the sales manager. And good accountability isn't abusive, it isn't demeaning, it isn't demotivating, and it's not micromanagement. If you're on the hook for results as the manager, you have to dig into your folks' pipeline and ensure the future business is going to come in, and you have to hold them accountable for what they actually produced. And there's nothing immoral or politically incorrect or wrong with that. So I was basically making the case: stop it. Stop making fun of the sales manager who's trying to be responsible. And again, I'm not advocating being completely numbers driven, and I certainly don't want sales managers buried with their heads in a CRM screen or some report. But let's not make fun of the sales manager who's actually trying to create a healthy, high performance sales culture. Because the
Yeah.
last time I checked, sales is still about results, right? I mean,
And
isn't that
and
what we're
and
getting measured by?
And accountability is macro management, not micromanagement.
Mm,
Like nobody's sitting over somebody's shoulder watching them dial calls. They're managing the macro, which is, are you creating enough opportunities? Are you pursuing them effectively? Are you winning at a rate that's going to allow you to succeed? And that's macro management. That's the micro. That's the
that's
big
good.
stuff that every sales manager has to worry about. Your book is very helpful for people if they haven't read it and they're in a sales management role. That will help give them clarity as to what a sales manager actually does.
Yeah,
Now we
well,
can talk about Outbound. I just
yeah, we'll
wanted
talk
to
about
give
outbound.
my update on LinkedIn.
Yeah, it's so funny. I know it's funny, and I get a lot of questions about outbound. And I've loved my years of participation. And it was a hard decision I made to come back to you guys and go, I think I need to bow out for a season for sure because of all the stuff I had going on. But I'm seeing so much noise and I'm hearing so much excitement, and I hear tickets are moving like crazy. So I'm very pumped for you guys. Give me a little update and how's it going
Half,
filling out some of the other
half
speakers and
halfway gone. Even more women,
wow,
even more women this year than last year. And
good.
last year, we had a lot, so we're 50-50 this year for sure. And new faces haven't been announced yet, but new people that you haven't seen at Outbound will be at Outbound. And ticket sales are great. It's going to be a big show. We'll miss you, of course. And I wanted to come on here and tell people we fired you just because so many people are like, "What happened?" I'm like, "Nothing
I
happened.
get I get asked the same thing.
Nothing
Like
happened."
I got a lot going on, and I said something had to go this year, and that was one of the things I picked. But it's exciting, and it's funny. I've been having some good interchanges with Victor, and I mean, I look up to the guy. I don't know there's anyone on the stage that's more impressive than he is, and his story of his life and how he
Yeah.
became the sales guru that he is unbelievable. I don't know if you follow him on Instagram. He was
Oh
just
yeah.
in Oman
Yeah, I
doing
watched
it,
it.
and just hearing the story of what he had going on over there and the respect he was getting. So I'm pumped that he's doing it.
Listen,
And
I'm a speaker. You're a speaker. Jeb's a speaker. Mark Hunter's a speaker. But I would have to say at last year's Outbound, if there was a standout who's established themselves as the very best speaker, it's Victor. Like he is the
yeah.
best in the business. And if people don't know him, and I have people come up and they said, I didn't know Victor. I'm like, yeah, well, you didn't know me either, but now you're here. And they loved him, and we're thrilled to have him
Oh,
in. And
it's going to be
then
awesome. I
this
keep telling
week's,
people, they're asking me, what's going on? I said, go. I think 2020, I think you guys have figured this out, how to create not just a ton of value. And it's amazing because there is no pitching and it's all real content. But it's also a lot of fun. And I continue to get emails from people who built relationships, who are networking,
oh
from
yeah,
folks they sat with in one of the sessions at Outbound. So it's really cool. Like the impact's amazing.
it's going to be great. And you're always welcome to show up at Outbound, and there's always a spot on stage for you. And you are a founder. And the note that I send out this week will say Mike Weinberg, one of the founders who helped democratize the sales kickoff. And we did. I mean, this is the best sales kickoff anybody's ever going to see, because where are you going to get 20 people like this all on the same stage? It's not going to happen.
No, it's great. Well, I'm excited. Does my discount code still work? Can I tell people?
Yeah, your discount code works.
Go, if you're watching this, go to outboundconference.com and plug in Mike 100. I think it'll save you $100 off the elite or the main ticket. So anyway,
Both main or elite.
yeah. Hey, I hope you have
You're
an
still
incredible
family.
holiday.
You know that, right?
Yeah, it's all good, but not
This is
VIP because those are going to sell out and be gone any minute. Hey, I hope you have an awesome holiday with the family. And
this is like The Godfather Part 3. Just when you think you're out, they
yeah.
drag you back in.
Hey, and speaking of The Godfather Part 3, have you watched The Irishman yet on Netflix?
I have.
Did you? It's like 3.5 hours, right? I'm trying to find the time to actually do it.
We had to split it in 2 parts. I mean, it's a very long movie. It's amazing. It's worth watching. And Scorsese is the best director ever. And if I'm going to give you a spoiler alert here, but
Okay.
the spoiler alert is it opens up, and the opening scene is the house where Ray Liotta's girlfriend and eventually wife lived in. So it's literally starts with like the Goodfellas house.
Oh my gosh!
Right at the beginning, and so you're transported right back into that spot. It's wonderful.
Now, is Scorsese also on screen? I heard he's not just the director. Is he
No.
acting at all as well, or no?
No, Joe
Okay.
Joe Pesci steals the show in this one, I think.
Okay. Well, I somewhere this weekend I'm hoping to grab it. So, all right.
It'll only take you 3.5 hours. It's just slightly longer than Lord of the Rings. So
Yeah, that's great. That's what I need. More time in front of a screen. All right. Hey, I love you, brother. Thank you for all you've done for me.
I was going to say I love you, brother, first, but you beat me to it. I love you too, man.
Hi, man. Hey, keep driving huge value for the sales community. I'm still reading your stuff every time I can. So be good.
All right, you too.
All right, kick it. See you.